Hello everyone. You know what time it is. It's time for another sketchbook tour. Oh my gosh. Hi. I'm Junie Macaroni. If you do not know me, if you know me, hey. Hey. Anyway. So this is ELO sketchbook number 14. Yes. Here's the front. Beautiful. Here's the back. Not so beautiful, but still beautiful. Alright, let's go on ahead and look through. Here we have, Shoddy King. Oh, I got these cute figurines. They were like really popular a while back and I thought they were so cute. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna ask for them for Christmas. And I got a few. And so I just ended up putting the cards of the ones I got in here from the blind boxes. Because I think the art is super cute. So yeah. And here we have two doodles of Lila and Maybelle, if you remember them. Also a little Care Bear sticker because, you know. I was rewatching LPS Popular because it got popular again. Ha 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 ha. Okay, anyway. Okay, so here we have Bouquets and Savannah Reed. I don't know. I could have done completely different like clothing styles, but like I don't know. I kind of just drew them and whatever. A few of my mutuals were making drawings of the two, and I was like, you know what, I got to as well. So I just doodled them a little bit with some colored pencil. As you can tell, I just got like some cool like mechanic colored pencils for the first time, so I was kind of testing, dipping my feet in the water a bit with them. Here I drew one of my mutuals, OCs. Her name is Sierra. I think that's how you pronounce it. And then I drew one of my OC's cats. Her name is Daffodil. She's an orange tabby. She's a cutie. Next page, here we have Maybelle. And this is supposed to be like a ship child between one of my OCs and one of my mutuals OCs. Yeah, not a fan of how the doodles turned out, but it's okay. I really like this doodle of Lotta. She looking a little emo. I don't like this doodle of Lila, however, obviously you can tell. Over here we have some doodles of Maybelle and one of Lila up here. Yeah, these were with a fabric pen, and this was with colored pencil, I believe, or also the mechanical colored pencil. Sorry if any audio picks up. I'm using my earphones, which have a microphone installed, so if it sounds a little funky, I'm sorry about that. I'm trying to stay as still as possible so no noise picks up. Yeah, so here's my OC Scarlet, and she's a skeleton, of course. She's a major fashionista, and then we have this OC named Lux03, who's like a robot, who can do just about anything, and then there's that one ship child again. Here are some drawings of Lila. Super funsies, again with the fabric pen, and this one was with the mechanical colored pencil. And over here, of course, if we draw Lila, we have to have Vivi somewhere, most of the time. I love my girls. Okay. Same sort of thing over here, different colors. Very fun and colorful. Sorry, frog in my throat. I drew one of my mutuals, OCs. Not a fan of how she turned out, sadly. And then here we have a redraw of my Spider Sona, Spider Junie or something. Yeah. Over here we have two standing pencil drawings of Scarlet. This one to the right is more in casual wear, and to the left is what she typically wears to work. She works in the finance department, I believe, of just some regular old corporation. But she actually is big in fashion, and on the sidelines makes her own pieces of work. Yeah. Oh, and this puffy sticker was a part of like this cute little invitation that my friend made for me for his birthday party. I just thought it was cute and I wanted to add it in here. I was thinking about the movie adaptation. No. Duh. Okay, stop. I didn't mean to say movie adaptation. Okay. Mamma Mia. I was thinking about the movie Mamma Mia again, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna sit back and listen to the whole soundtrack again, because we love ABBA, we also love Mamma Mia. So a lot of these little mini doodles that were as fast as the song paces go, so a lot of these are really crappy, sorry about that, but yeah, it was like in the exact order of all of the songs. I did all of the songs to these doodles. Yeah. Oh no, we got Scarlet venting over here. Ew. Ew. Ignore that. And then we got me being a sad sap up here in the right corner. More Scarlet with the oh my gosh, I cannot say anything today. In the pits of despair. The depths of despair, not pits, depths. She's in the depths of despair. Do you guys watch Anne with an E? I do. Anyway, here we have this really cool pen sketch I have of Vivi, probably like mid-fight or something, still fresh in the fight. And then we have Felicie to her left. All right. And over here we have RK, Star, me and Among Us for some reason. And then these just very quick doodles of Lila, her being a bit of a freakazoid over here. And then we have Jewel, and some random little guys around her. Sorry, by the way, about all that. Just some random doodles of bloody teeth. Skip over. Yeah, it's not like graphic, but yeah, I don't know, I just felt like it. Little cat. Sticker, random pose thing, quick sketch, very quick sketch. Here we have a OC, Suzanne Plum, who is also part of my Wilted Petals concept for my Undertale AU thing. And she's sort of like one of the big like live interviewers for all like the up and coming pop stars. She's one of Lila's best friends and also does like a lot of interviews with her and stuff. She's very eccentric and fun. She was inspired by Effie Trinket from the Hunger Games. Yeah. And then this character named Crystal, Felicie's sister. Apparently I was studying for AP Psychology. I probably did okay on the test, whatever it was. And then here we also have another pencil sketch of Lux03. I have another cut back to her, or him, or them. And then over here we have Octavia/Octavia. And just some random little fairy girl. I don't know. Was in a bit of a mood. We have this Lila that I just did in the Tombow watercolor markers. Her big fat freaking cranium and her sunglasses, which are off-centered. I was listening to old animation meme songs, I guess, during this time. We have another marker sketch with Vivi, and one complete marker sketch of Lila with some different colors. Was experimenting, I suppose. Possessed Lila or something. Yeah. She looks like too edgy. It's giving like vampire. She's not really vampire. Now we have Felici and Star over here, which looks like the color of coffee or something. I do not know. Some more little concept doodles of Felici. I really like her boots. Her legs in general are so fun. I was just being really loose with like a thick tip black marker. I forget the name of the brand. But yeah, was just having some fun. Really like her silhouette a lot. She's very fun. Sorry, by the way, my older brother's playing video games, so if you hear anyone yelling, you know. Here was just like a bit of event drawing. Sorry about the words, you don't have to pay attention to them. But I don't know, I just think it turned out really cool. I did this with like some crappy, I don't even think it had a brand name for the markers. They were just standard markers. Or maybe they were Artist's Loft, I'm not really sure, but yeah, this is what came out of it, and I really like it. It's cool. I drew this with my eyes closed of Maybelle, her angel version. Another event drawing of me. Goodness gracious. It was a tough time, I suppose. And then we have some quick little doodles of Scarlet over here, and some skulls. Cartoonish skulls. And I was just doing like some little bits of fan art, which is very rare for me. I drew Ako, aka Atsuko Kaguri, from Little Witch Academia, which, by the way, is my favorite anime of all time. And we also drew Susie, and I drew, she's also from Little Witch Academia. She's such a cutie. And then we have Kaguya, which she is from Cosmic Princess Kaguya. I love that movie. I highly recommend it. Super cute, Yuri. And then we have a little Snoopy head from the Peanuts. And then Pete the Cat. He's an icon, a legend. I love Pete the Cat. Yeah. Holy moly, I need to allow a chance for myself to breathe. Goodness gracious. Sorry. I am skipping over all of my words today. Maybelle and Muerte being cute. I drew these two on a paper plate when I was working at my local library doing volunteer work. They're so cute. I really like how Muerte turned out. He looks really cool. I love how it's like warm and cool colors. These I did with multicolored rainbow pencil. Very fun. Octavius again, and then we have Camille, random little background character of Wilted Petals. We have Scarlet again, in a dress that she wears to the club. She loves to dance. And then we just have some little pencil sketches of me in different outfits I wore that week. Just pasted some random things in here, made some random notes. I was really excited about some college classes I'd be taking, the school year coming to a close soon. I doodled some little flowers. I got a blind box Tokidoki. Yeah, and then a cute little glittery sticker from a friend. Over here, my AP psychology teacher gave me that 6-7 sticker, so you know. Yeah. And I made this pen drawing for, it was a oh my goodness, I cannot talk today. Upon art request for one of my art mutuals. I really love their OC. She's such a cutie. Like, seriously, just look at that. What an iconic design. I love that. I don't know. I was just messing around, some ink blots and things. Yeah. Was feeling very spooky vibes, you know? Over here, was just kind of messing around. I made some little colored sketches underneath all of these, which I didn't like how they turned out, so I just went over them in very vibrant markers, cheap ones. Yep, Maybell, Octavia/Octavia again, and random person. Here we have Jade. I'm scared. Was there something bad behind that? No. Okay. It was just a drawing. I didn't like how it turned out. Here we have a new addition, my OC Jade, who I recreated. She's very tough, really cool. Here we have me being sad again. Oh my goodness. Why was I in such a bad state of mind, dude? I drew one of my other Art Mutuals OCs. I drew Floor and Vic together because I love them. I'm pretty sure it was also upon art request, but it could have been fan art too. Either way, it's fan art, so in my eyes. I really love both of them. Sadly, I didn't like how Vic turned out. I'm so sorry I had to cover his beautiful face. I just really like how Floor turned out. I think she's so adorable. But yeah, I did not like how Vic turned out. I felt really embarrassed, so I covered him up. I'm so sorry, bro. And then I have like this drawing of Lila on a diamond platform. And my one of my other Art Mutuals OC's Bugs. He's such a funny little guy. It's a black cat. She likes to doodle him a lot. I love his big bug eyes. And then here I was just doing some I was just doing different drawings of Lila over the years. This is what Lila's design used to look like in 2020. Basic but cutesy. I just feel like a lot of creators had characters that sort of looked like this with the ink scarf and the basic sweaters and black pants, you know, the flower crowns. And then 2023 I brought her back again. I gave her a bit of a fur boa, a different type of top. I was experimenting with the fur. Gave her some sweatpants and sunglasses. Yeah, and another face marking. I didn't really like how she doesn't rub me as the kind of girl who wears sweatpants on the casual. So yeah, 2026 I changed her up a bit. She's very snug, very fanciful. Dresses like I feel like Metaton would dress. That sort of energy. Yeah, lots of blacks, lots of purples. She does like to be very colorful, but most of the time goes all dark. Her face makes up for it with all the color. Yeah, she's just very she's just such a diva, you know? Yeah. She's cool. I feel like she could probably dress like this, but I just feel like this being her usual outfit I draw her in just makes the most sense, her being a pop star and all. Though, I'm gonna be honest, out of any 3 of these drawings, I'm not a fan of how she turned out in this one. So, also my friend had these really cute little frog sticky notes. She drew these little butterflies inside of its tummy and gave it to me during English, and I thought it was so cute. I just had to post it in here. And then here we have my OC Jewel being cool. I was doing like a little rough animatic thing. I like doing traditional animatics rather than digital ones. For some reason, I just feel it's more easier, more loose, more fun. Yeah, I covered the rest with some cut up pizza slices I also made at the library I work at. Yeah, I made some pepperoni and olive pizza on a paper plate. Lots of paper plates we used. We love our doomed toxic Yuri, Felicie and Jewel. They look so cute in this one, back when they used to be happy together and not all messed up. And then here we have this cute little drawing of me and my friend. You know who you are. My mutual / bestie. And then I also drew her for her birthday in some colored pen. Yeah, she's so cute, she's so pretty. And then I drew the little Shoddy King cheering her on. And I cannot believe we're already at 20 minutes. Goodness gracious, this is going to be long. I'm taking my sweet time with this. So here we have Felicie, Jewel. Goodness, oh my gosh. So sad. Felicie corrupting her soul. Her own soul, by the way. She's basically doing her best to remove it, but doesn't work. But she does end up corrupting it into something completely different from how she actually is. I don't know why, I'm really proud of how that looks. I don't know why. It's cool. Random bird down here. Felicie up here again. Them down here again. Lila. This pencil sketch of the waist down. Her being sad. My hand is getting tired from holding up my phone. Here we have Lila and Star. I really like how this looks of Star. I don't know, it's just like, I like the face, even though she's missing the eyelashes over there, it's a vibe. I like the hand, it's just cool. I like it. I drew Suzanne Plum again over here. She's like a Cupid bee sort of entity, I think. I drew one of my OCs, Nora. And she's like from a sci-fi world sort of thing that I've built with a friend, that sort of concept. And then I drew myself with horror, us being funny, because, you know, if you don't know, horror is literally my husband. Horror sans. Love that guy. Anyway, yeah, we're just being funny, because, yeah, I don't know how to draw, I can't draw me in real life with, like, a character I'm like, ooh la la about in a cutesy way. This is really the only cutesy one I have. The other ones are just us goofing off, because, you know, yeah, I got accepted into my dream university, by the way. Period. Yeah, and then I have this doodle panel that I made of Maybelle for an art display show that we were holding at our school. And then we have this really cool stance drawing I have of Lila's silhouette, possessed Lila's silhouette. She's also standing on a diamond platform. I just thought it was really cool. A fast doodle I made while probably listening to a song by Lady Gaga. My dog, my cat is like trying to get into my room. She's clawing at the door. This was a weird concept. You guys know when you kind of like step out of bounds and kind of mix up characters into like different couples to see how it would work just for fun. It's not actually real, like, you know, it's just to see what their dynamic would be like. Yeah, I did that with Lila and Jewel. I didn't really like it. It was kind of weird. I don't even know why I bothered. So yeah, just ignore that. But I do feel like they would be good friends. But yeah, Jewel finds her own chick. Lila has her own chick. No, we're not going there. Another thing I made for the art display fair, those panel things. And then here we have Shoddy King again, staring off into the midst of space. And then here we have me. This was to be like a really fun, colorful, abstract, also sort of event thing. I don't know, just really cool and very different. We also have some cutouts of glittery donuts for some reason. Yeah. Over here, I was just trying to be a bit spooky. I don't know what... Oh, we also have another donut. Fell out for some reason. Spooky doodles for some reason. And then we have Lila and Vivi being cute down here, completely making up for the spooky. This I did not actually make. I don't even know where I got it from. I think it's a cutout from a watercolor card. I covered up something because it had blood on it. So, not real blood, obviously. Drawing. I don't really feel comfortable showing it, so here we have, it's of not me, it's like, oh, obviously it's a character named Jade. She's just really spiky, little ferocious. Here we have not Juniper, bruh. Oh my gosh, I am like brain dead today. Me, being moody. And then here we have Lila, in her human version. And then we have Vivi in her human version. I feel like she would have wings tattooed on her back. Yeah, they're both really cool. I really like Vivi's hair a lot. I don't know, I drew this chick that I like got inspiration on Pinterest or something, and I thought like she really looked like a mermaid. So yeah, I was listening to Chapel Roan while I made that. Ignore that doodle up there. I think it's a character from Poppy Playtime or something. I got an art request. These were all very fast doodles that I made, so yeah, scary looking. I did a redrawing of a DC character that I made when I was in elementary school. She was like one of my first ever OCs that I was like really dedicated to working on. Her name is Heartbreaker, and yeah. She's really cool, but yeah, I did a redraw of her. She's really fun. She's like a Morley Gray kind of character. She's an anti-hero, I think, sort of thing, yeah. I drew Scarlet and her girlfriend Lee. Lee belongs to one of my art mutuals. I drew a seal. Oh my gosh, it's not a seal, it's a sea lion, my bad. A sea lion holding a flower in its mouth that looks high. And then we have a dog in a party hat. This really scary picture that I see on Pinterest on occasion. No, it was just this one time. And it was like a party card, and it looked like a really insane looking, scary dog. And I just had to draw what it looked like in my eyes for the world to see. Yeah, it's really scary. Sorry if the audio picked up just there. Lila. Over here, we have Jewel and Star. These were quick little doodles I had made for this traditional animatic thing. And then over here we have Lila and Maybelle. I really like this one, Maybelle. She looks really cute. I drew the fish chick from the movie Shark Tale. I don't know if you guys have watched that movie. Her name's Lola, I think. Yeah, this was upon art request. Some random doodles. This really cursed one of Lila. And then we have my Melody in a cute little dress I gave her. And then we have Octavia, Pinkie Pie, fan art, and I don't know, just some random eyes. Men suck. Okay. Yeah, you're not wrong. Not all men, but most. Jade being a hyena, basically. And then Jewel doing karaoke by herself, basically. And then here we have RK and Felicie being really funny with each other. I imagine them getting on each other's nerves that in which do not exist. I really like this cutout of a birthday card I got a while back. It's all glittery and cute. I did a redraw of an old character I used to have. She was a furry character I made back in middle school. I don't really draw them all that much anymore. It's just not my forte, but I drew her again because it was fun. Her name is Dusk. Oh wait, no, her name is not Dusk. Her name is Audrey. Oh my goodness. So yeah, her name is Audrey. Just a simple name. And then I just, gave her some new features. She looks really cool. I like that expression. I think she's really cool. Over here we have another drawing of Nora, my OC Nora, from that one world building thing I was talking to you guys about, the sci-fi thing that I made with my friend. She's really cool. Yeah. And then I have Vivi and Lila, of course. Of course I do. This random doodle of, like a deer sort of character, very fluffy, and some cat that I doodled in a class, I think. Some cards that I got from a pack that my aunt got me for Christmas, and just some random like Littlest Pet Shop thing that I put in here. And then this really old drawing that I made of Mangle that was sort of loose, so I just sort of stuck it in here. I really like the hand, and I really like the endoskeleton buddy with her opposite eye. Yeah, she just looks really cool. I'm a little disappointed in how her face turned out, but I still think overall she looks pretty neat. Over here I got some new very cheap highlighters. I was testing them out. I doodled Lila 2 times, and then I made one of Maybelle, and then I was also over here testing out some really cool new acrylic crayon gel stick things that I got, and I drew Maybelle with them. It's the King Art ones. I saw them at some random Barnes & Noble and I thought they looked cool, so I decided to try them out, and this was the result of that. And I need to start working with them more, I feel like. I think this is the drawing. This is like the one drawing that I'm obsessed with throughout the whole sketchbook. I just really love it. I love Maybelle in general, but just speaks to me. I think this is really beautiful. I'm really proud with how it turned out. An old drawing that I made of Coraline. Vivi, Lotta, and Morte. Just some random crappy little doodles again. Oh, I drew my friend and her boyfriend upon art request. I don't know, they're so cute. I really like how it turned out. More stuff with those acrylic crayon things I got again. Was just testing out all the different colors. It has quite an assortment of them. And more stuff upon art requests. Some characters. This one belonged to an art mutual. These two are the same character from another art mutual. And this guy. Yeah. I'm so sorry, I do not remember their names. I need to remember their names, I know. But, yeah. I love the design a lot. Literally my baby, bro. Literally my baby. Okay. This is where it kind of all starts to go downhill a bit. Random. Yeah. I drew one of my OCs. I drew one of my mutuals OCs melting for some reason. And then I drew my OC Dawn. And then here we have some quick little doodles of Lila being an icon, being very fun. I used those same acrylic crayon things from earlier that I showed you guys. I made just some little strawberries. I don't know. I was in a vibe to draw some strawberries. You know, we get like that sometimes. Goodness, my hand is getting so tired. Okay, we're gonna change it up a bit and hold it a different way. Alright, here we have Felicie, Becky, Jewel, and Lila. I'm gonna try to go through a little faster now for you guys, for your sake. Here we have me with some highlighters and crayons or something. And then here we have Juniper, I think when she was in her elementary years. And Muerte and Maybell, just some little pencil sketches. And then down here we have Becky being all cutesy. And then we have Lotta being sad. Maybell and Muerte living their best life. Maybell being sad. Maybell and Lotta being sad. Yeah, if you know, you know. Doom Jerry. Here we have Maybell when she was an angel. This crayon drawing I made of Maybell when I was working at the library. Oh wait, no, this was not when I was working at the library. I made this at school. And then this drawing of Maybell that I did, I think I made this one when I was working at the library. That makes more sense. Just some random doodles with some markers that were running out of ink. Making a bit of a colorful mess. A bit of event page with the bonus Cowgirl Lila being sad, Shoddy King being sad. I like the upper right one. Yeah. Also, going a bit more downhill with quality, we have a random Littlest Pet Shop character, and then we have my pony Sona, and then we have Jewel, Lila. I was listening to Midnight Sun, I think, for the first time by Zara Larsson. Yeah, it's such a fun song, and I feel like Lila would definitely listen to it 24/7, so I had to doodle her with the lyrics in the background. Here we have Vivi. Oh my gosh. Guys, my Surrey just went off. Okay. Anyway, here we have Lila and, dude, I forget what her name is. Oh, Kate. Literally says it in the bubble. This is Kate. They used to be high school friends, and Kate was a bit of a jerk. Yeah. This is when they were in high school. And then we have this, oh my gosh, there he is again. There he is again. My mutual's magical duck character. Love him. And then we have Octavia Sauce Octavia with their boyfriend, Kristoff, such a cutie. And this is also my mutual's OC, the same mutual who made this little guy. I love the little pumpkin dudes. Little pumpkin peeps. Here we have Lila. I draw her all the time. And yeah, she definitely watches Legally Blonde.
What, like it's hard?
Gonna try to fix my hand again. Okay. Cowgirl Lila enters once again. Angel Maybell and Jewel. I just did some very loose, random gesture drawings. Yeah, I'm not really proud of how any of them turned out, but you know, it was still fun. I was working around with some watercolor the Tombow markers. Yeah, just being very expressive, very loose. Over here, I was watching the movie Pride and Prejudice for the second time, and I used some highlighters to doodle the background and color in these pen doodles I made of Maybell. Ew, I don't like that one. Some sketches of Shoddy King, different little poses, and then I drew Jade 2 times, being sassy. Over here we have Lila. Ignore that, ew. I don't like this one to the left. I like this very fun silhouette doodle of her though down here. Random, very tiny expression faces. This one is so funny to me. The left one and the one at the bottom. And then over here we have another one of Lila dancing. She loves Lady Gaga, bro. She for sure does. And then this is a little bit of Lila and Vivi having a bit of an argument in high school. Felicie and possessed Lila. Jewel at the top left corner. A silhouette of Vivi when she was little. She was experimented on. She's in a glass tube thingamajig. Her magic is being contained. And here we have a doodle of Vivi and Felicie. These were all doodle requests. Someone requested this character from Eddsworld, I think it's called. I never got into it, sorry. And then we have a Lalaloopsy character. We have Mia from La La Land, and another little Sped Shop cat character. Over here we have some The Amazing Digital Circus fan art from I think the second to last episode after that came out. Here we have the one where Kane was crashing out on everyone. And then here we have Ragatha, Subal, Kinger, and Bubble. Here we just have some really loose doodles of Felicie, Jewel, and Becky. Over here we have Lotta and this character I have named, sorry, I'm gonna change with my hand again. Her name is Tabitha. It's funny because she's a tabby. Anyway, ew. We're gonna ignore those. Some doodles of Vivi, Lila, and Star. Felicie when she was younger. Maybell and Muerte being really cute. Aww, they're so cute. Oh my gosh, they're so cute. And then more doodles of Jewel and Felicie. This cool abstract and colorful thing that I made. I drew upon art request one of my mutuals OCs, Felicie, another one of my mutuals OCs. I'm sorry, he turned out so scary, I know. This random face, I did this with mostly crayons. Very scary looking, I know. And then over here, I think this is almost the last page. Juniper, I did this with those crayon things I was showing you guys earlier. Same thing over here with Octavius. And then here we have Lila, same thing. and this really cute colored pencil sketch of Lana up here. I really like how she turned out a lot. I really like her expression. She's so cute. She's so pretty. Yeah. And this is the last page. Just very loose. As always, we have Maybelle, and I decided to end things off with Lila and Vivi being cuties over here too. And then Shoddy King to end it all off. Yay! Oh my gosh, guys, we finished. Finally, I'm so sorry. Dude, the dialogue with the whole run through of this was so crappy, and I really hope there were no issues with the audio. praying. But yeah. So that's it. That's all of sketchbook number 14. We are currently working on number 15. Woo-hoo. So yeah, stay tuned for that one. I know I need to make more videos other than just sketchbook tours alone. I have ideas, I just haven't had the motivation to actually run through with them, but I swear I'm going to on my own time eventually. But yeah, thank you so much for sticking through and watching through the whole thing. If you have, much love, much appreciated. Mwah mwah. Yeah. Thank you guys. Oh, also be sure to keep updated. I post a lot more on my Instagram, so I'll link that down below. Yeah. Just leave a like, comment, engage in any way you can. It means a lot for my account. And subscribe if you'd like to see more. Thank you. Bye, guys.